twisted stick and twisted duck and an apple stick in quarterfinal 1. Quarterfinal 2, we'll see Dan and Shadow Gato. Quarterfinal 3, we'll see Samarolian in the winner of this match, as mentioned. And then at the bottom of the bracket, we have Ocarinist Drew and J.A. Salmon 07. Lots of talented players still in this Division B tournament. We hope that you look forward to the quarterfinals. But first, we have this very final round of 16 match.
That was a good one. Twisted Stick. That's like a very powerful fusion. Imagine if they combine their forces into one single speedrunner. That'd be crazy.
What would be the most powerful sounding fusion speedrunner name?
That is like the most on-the-spot question I've ever been asked during commentary.
Let's focus on the race then.
Yes, I've had many long nights of sleeping, like trying to sleep, and I just laying around and I'm like, wow, what if we fused together Dansta and Stravos and we had Sransta?
What's up, Samarolian? He's scouting out his competition. He has exciting news. Got a run to mech on PB. Alright, well, that means that these players are going to have their work cut out for them in the quarterfinals. Congrats on the good run, Samarolian. Sorry you couldn't finish it out. Wuxwu is going to find himself a little bit behind here as he had a misfire on the pause. But he does get left side, and that'll even things out. Even with a sloppy left side. He had a ledge grab, it was kind of slow. He still got there that much faster than Ninshado. He went right side. This goes to show you guys how fast left side can be. And in fact, Wuxwu will exit with about a half-second lead.
Both these racers having very great cap kingdoms, honestly, on point, but not to talk too much about Samarolian, but I gotta remind everybody in the chat that Samarolian was the first player to do fish dip in a race less than 24 hours after the strat got revealed. Still,
yeah, I remember that.
Still
that
hype
awesome.
on that.
Yeah, sorry, Hanu. We have already done predictions. I started them too early. That's on me. Ninshado, a little bit of issue capturing Chomp there. I don't think we're going to see anything crazy here in this kingdom.
What? We're gonna see two DSSs. That felt weird to say. Two DSSs.
Right. I was scared that once I said that I was gonna be like, oh, I'll gift 100 subs if somebody does DSS, and then somebody was gonna do DSS even though it's a pre-record.
Yeah, I mean, it is Division B, but these Division B runners are cracked. I mean, it is the playoffs. This is the absolute cream of the crop in Division B, and I honestly wouldn't put it past any of these runners to just try to rip a DSS in a race. Even a 2 DSS in a race. Why not?
That's true. Well, we're pretty synced up here on the Mad and Brutal fight. I was gonna say, are you sure you have 2 different streams up until I realized they have different coin counts? This is very even. Ninshado has about a 2-frame lead. Holy cow. Great Mad and Brutal fight by both competitors. They'll be getting out of here right around the same time, assuming that they can do chest clip, and now that I've said that. Once again, it is a pre-record, but commentators can still jinx.
You say it as long as they can do chest clip?
Or chest moon, whatever.
I don't. Well, yeah, it's called chest clip. I'd be surprised if they both went for it, or really, honestly, if either of them even went for it.
Cliff Moon.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. Yeah, that's what I totally meant. This moon.
Same. All right.
Oh my goodness! Wow, that's like frame perfect.
Nope, I think Ninshado's like 1 or 2 frames ahead at least.
Oh yeah, yep. I think you're right. That is
Not
insane.
even a frame perfect sync. Come on, there's only like 60 frames in this game per second.
There are exactly 60 frames. Pretty short speedrun. 1 second. Not only could we see a lead change on...
Oh, we did see a lead change for matching. Let's go.
I was going to say we could even see one on load times, potentially. Let's see.
Gaming. Who has the souped up Switch? That is the question. Got the turbocharger installed. Man, that's a lot of time saved from Wuxwu just on mashing. Look at that.
Yeah, that's over a second.
It could be digital physical as well.
That's possible,
it's
yeah.
It's hard to say what exactly the time difference was, but Wuxwu saving quite a bit of time there regardless.
Obviously, both DSTAs will be fine.
You know it's a close race where we're literally here talking about load times and digital versus physical, and we're literally in sand. Like,
oh, Wuxwu missing the moon, and that's gonna give Ninshado the lead back. Certainly an entertaining race thus far.
oh yeah. Always good to see the back and forth in any speedrun race. But the worst is yet to come in terms of trick difficulty and sand. Things only heat up from here as we got Bullet Bill coming up shortly. Bullet Bill Dram, that is. And, of course, Reverse Jaxie. Probably see it from one of the runners.
Maybe. We could see a double IP skip. It is something that they could technically do. It is within the rules.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if they'd save time, but they could do it. It would be harder.
I didn't say it would save time. I just said that it is within the confines of the rules, being in any percent race.
It is possible.
They could do it if they wanted, and Ninshado has bonked on an ice cube, and Wuxwu takes the lead.
Oh, man.
And he is continuing to have some trouble. There we
Right.
go. That's some, like, Celeste level wall kicks. Well done. Good save. And Wuxwu is gonna get his Dram lined up. Same with Ninshado. Wuxwu's got it. I think Ninshado went high enough. And he did. He gets another bonk. Samarolian mentioning there's a language difference. We will see if that comes into play. And Ninshado grabs the bullet bill too early. Or wait a minute. Or was that intentional? Well, Saren, here you go. Here's your reverse Jaxie.
Excellent. Everything I dreamed it would be.
Ninshado going for the pleb Jaxie route. That's okay. Again, in the confines of the rules.
Official referee and match attendee AC Money is on the case.
I've been promoted, I see. That's exciting. Both these runners should be more than fine on coins after that chest grab. This will take Ninshado up above 100. Wuxwu at 98. Obviously, the entirety of the Lake Kingdom to go. Two throw notes for Wuxwu. And some difficulties getting that spin throw for Ninshado, so it's taking a little bit longer. Wuxwu having a really good Sand Kingdom. He's going to be out of here around 10:30. That is an impressive split. Especially for Division B. Even for Division A, that's impressive. I guess closer to 10:40 once we sit through cutscenes, but close enough.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it a little bit in Cascade. These runners are definitely cracked. They know how to game. Division B has a lot of good players in it. It's crazy how good people are getting in general at SMO in the last like year or so. I feel like it's just kind of like spiked up in terms of how many good players there are. I guess it's been like the last year and a half, but
yeah. Wonder what could have happened that would have made people want to play video games more. We are going to see a route divergence here. Ninshado goes for Lake Clip. He is 3 for 12. So he averages 4 attempts on Lake Clip. Wuxwu does not go for Lake Clip, but given that it is the playoffs, we will see if
Wuxwu did make a very nice Goomba stat capture there. I do think that is a time saver. Probably intentional.
And in fact, he is going to go for Lake Clip. This is his first time going for Lake Clip this tournament. And he's got it first try.
No!
Oh, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't, and he's going to have to back it up.
Oh, failing the out-of-bounds movement. That is rough. That is not the part where you'd...
Oh, so did Ninshado!
What? Okay.
And these have to clip back in bounds. This is Ninshado's first time doing Rango route this tournament. Rough to see that. Both runners failing out-of-bounds movement. Just in case they had fooled you into thinking this was a Division A match.
Yeah, pretty turbulent late kingdom, honestly. Like, usually you come into this kingdom and you're just like, alright, this is just going to be kind of a snore fest. Nothing's really going to go on. It's just going to be 2 players going through late kingdom. Maybe someone will take 5 attempts on late clip, but both players messed up late clip. Wuxwu and Ninshado both having some sloppy bits here or there. Kind of interesting. Oh, no!
Oh, goodness.
That's a bit of an insult.
Is he going to be able to get up? Oh, he is.
Yeah, jumping out of the water there to back it up is pretty easy, honestly. I was really shocked at first when I saw that backup. I was like, oh man, this got to be tricky. There's got to be something to it, you know, some crazy timing, but really not hard. It's obviously just slower than Captain Fish.
I just see it so rarely that I didn't realize off the top of my head that it was possible. But yeah, it totally makes sense.
Yeah, I think I saw it first time in a race, and I was just like, dang, I should do that, or I should try that. A lot easier than I thought it would be.
Huh.
Good game knowledge from Ninshado. You gotta have good game knowledge to get a 103.
Honestly, though, I am impressed with how much better, and this is just a tournament evaluation as a whole, how much better these players have gotten at Lake Clip. When I commentated the last Odyssey tournament, or the last 90% Odyssey tournament, because obviously we didn't do it in World Peace, it was like people would take like 12, 13 attempts. It'd be a close race, and then suddenly somebody would be 2 minutes behind because they just keep sucking time into Lake Clip. And I feel like I really have not seen anyone just sink that much time into it. We've seen some out-of-bounds fails for sure. Bagging up with Rango route doesn't lose that much time compared to, you know, spending a minute or two failing Lake Clip. But I am definitely impressed how the community's consistency with that trick has improved.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just across the board. I mean, we were talking about it earlier, just how many players are getting better and better, and we were talking about it yesterday as well, about the mech fight. you don't see so many players like having massive struggles with the mech fight. You know, you see people falling down and having a rough time, missing TA and that sort of thing, but as far as like falling down and dying or like having a catastrophic meltdown where they can't get back up or people not being able to get on top of the mech in general without the bird, like people are just so much better. It's crazy how you just give a community more time with the game and people find more consistent setups and easier way of explaining things, and more people can get consistent with these tricks. As we come up to nut clip, something that very important to be consistent at. Wuxwu getting the out of bounds clip here.
He's got to get that movement. We've seen that be problematic in the past. I don't know. Oh, Ninshado didn't get it. I'm not sure about this out of bounds movement for Wuxwu. Oh, he did get it. Well done. Ninshado going to have to go all the way around.
I believe we saw someone yesterday failing the out of bounds movement, having to warp back to the Odyssey. It is a pretty huge time sink. Just about as bad as missing nut clip in general.
Now, interestingly, Ninshado didn't go for that nut moon right there, opting to go for it as a backup. So presumably he was going to go for FRS and maybe Wuxwu isn't? Am I reading that correctly?
What do you mean?
That moon on the tree where you have to get the long boy.
Yeah, when you get the tree before nut clip, it's, I mean, tree route is pretty popular nowadays. It's pretty common, but it used to be like
Ninshado didn't go tree route, and then he got that moon as a backup when he couldn't get the out of bounds movement.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a difference in route. Some people get the tree first, some people don't get the tree at all. There's a few different routes you can go for in Wooded. There's like beginner route with warping. I mean, you could do really boomer stuff and do like the climb route, but I mean, I've only seen a couple of people do that in tournament play in the last year, and it's always a shocker.
So successful FRS by Wuxwu. Thankfully, he has that moving platform to save him. Wuxwu is finding himself in a bit of a lead here. Heads into tower room. Indeed, Ninshado is not going to go for FRS. As I confirmed in the chat, that is what I meant. But Ninshado is always getting the story mixed that up. That jump always scares me, because like the runners like hover right above Deep Woods, which is like a minute time loss.
Deep Woods is a scary place. It's dark. It's scary. I don't like scary places. Glad we didn't visit that place. It also loses time. That's a slight thing I kind of glossed over there, but losing time, bad. Speed run, don't want to lose time.
Breaking revelation by Saren. In speedruns, you want to go fast.
Very true. Okay, I'm not sure if I've ever seen that roll off of the tower there. Definitely stylish.
I was looking over at Wuxwu, who had a very good cycle on Flooded Pipeway. Basically picture perfect. He's going to be out of Wooded Kingdom before Ninshado even gets to the Pipeway. Takes a bump.
I'm going to have to agree with Lakin in the chat. If I ever played Mario this fast, my fingers would literally break, because playing this game makes my hands hurt. Mostly because I have old man bones, and shaking a controller is not conducive to good handheld for me.
Yeah, I don't even have a Pro Controller. I'd have to use Joy-Cons, so...
Joy-Cons are nicer in terms of, like, comfort and, like, not potentially, like, hurting your hands as much because it's like a tiny little piece of plastic and you can separate them, so you only kind of have to like
yeah, that's
jiggle
true.
one
So
hand.
you're not like jamming them in. You're not getting the shoulders.
The Pro controller, I tried to switch to Pro controller a long time ago, and you have to like gyrate both arms. I don't know. I can't do it. Big Joy-Con fan.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of players in the community and in the speedrun community in general, I'm talking about, have issues with hand and wrist pain. And it's a real thing. If you're playing for that long, you know, you are giving your hands a workout. Like I you know, work at a computer. I mostly play on a computer. I'm shocked I haven't had carpal tunnel surgery yet. My dad actually just had his a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's definitely something you gotta look out for.
Time by Ninshado now.
You gotta take care of your hands.
Oh yeah.
There's YouTube videos out there.
Lots of hand and wrip stretches. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
say. They do say that you're supposed to take like a 10-minute break every hour. Speedrunners definitely do not do that.
Yeah.
Wuxwu onto Lost Kingdom here, as both players having a pretty resident sleep. Sure. Well, that's how you're supposed to get through that, everybody.
Yeah, how did Wuxwu get around that impenetrable barrier there? You have to break it with the trapedal. That was crazy. Is this a new skip? Absolutely mad. He's innovating mid-race.
To be honest, I wouldn't put it past these players. In any event, Wuxwu with a little bit of a problem. Both players with clean clouds, nothing to speak of. I don't think either player got hint art, so they'll have to get it in Metro, but that's pretty expected for Division B. Obviously, coin collection not super pressing, because they're going to get 200 in one go, and they only need 100 for the rest of the race. Damage boost torpedo for Wuxwu. Butterfly coming up for Ninshado. He went the wrong way. He's got to be careful. There we go. If you get too close to that butterfly, it will fly away, and that loses time. Alright, got that nice char on him on your right. Oh, no! Okay! Wow! That is part of the scenery. And Wuxwu just landed on a root. Somehow managed to save himself. And hopefully he remains calm, because that is a clench moment, as it is for Ninshado. Oh, and Wuxwu after all that. Couldn't get back up onto the bridge.
Yeah, at least we got the moon, though. Ninshado, on the other hand, very, very treacherous there. Almost taking a dip in the poison jam. It's so easy when you bonk on that moon branch there to just fall straight into the poison jam and take a death, sending you all the way back to the Odyssey. But luckily for Ninshado, avoiding the purple goop and living to, you know, breathe another day, but that was close.
He avoids the damage boost on the torpedo. A lost moment for sure there, Samurai. That was a crazy lost kill. And Ninshado still has a little bit to go. Opting not to do cage triple, he's going to do the safe route. And after Wuxwu just had that experience, I don't blame him. Let's see if he's able to get bridge skip, and he is. Meanwhile, Wuxwu finds himself in Night Metro. We were talking yesterday that this is definitely a place where runs can go to die. So Wuxwu has to be careful, or Ninshado could find himself right back in this race.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Ninshado is not somebody you want to give any ground up to, especially once you have a lead like this. But Day and Night Metro, I mean, they're not the hardest stages, I would say, in the game. Especially if you don't go crazy going for stuff like Goomba Heck. Well, we're skipping over here as Wuxwu, which is totally good and understandable. Although making a little bit of a tumble there. Yeah.
You do have to climb up the pole. That is not optional.
It'll be interesting to see whether we see bullet building or not. I don't think so, but I'm not looking at the cheater stat sheet. I'm going off of memory, and my memory's not so good, so it might not be a good plan.
I will confirm that neither runner goes for bullet building. In general, it seems like there's a pretty even break between divisions. Division A runners almost always go for bullet bill. Division B runners almost always go for musicians.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally fair. Musicians loses almost no time and is so much more consistent and easier. So, makes sense, especially in a race setting, to not go for it. The bullet building, that is. We've seen Division A runners even messing up like the slots on bullet building route, which if you mess up slots, it kills the entire route. Like, it's pointless to go for it at that point. And that's not even the hard part.
Well, if you ran out of coins, sir.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, you only save like a second or two, right, going for bullet building. So if you mess up the slots, then that's it. Like, you've already lost the time save. But this looks like a decent 2-cycle here for Wuxwu. I'd be very shocked.
I wouldn't be so sure. He has a lot of separation.
We're fine. Oh my god, okay, that was kind of scary. I was giving him my faith, you know, my energy, but I don't know. Yeah. Towards the end there, I'm not sure if I was such a believer.
Ninshado was having some trouble on the first phase, but he figures it out.
A little bit strange. Typically, you don't see people struggling so much with that one, but not a huge deal. And still a close race here. Ninshado just a wiggler cycle behind and a little bit of cutscene action.
Let's see about Ninshado. He has a similar issue. Taking a moment to line it up! Oh, he got it! At the last possible moment, I think. A nerve-wracking fight for Ninshado also. Wuxwu with a nice scoot clip there. Nothing too fancy schmancy. Gonna be going for musician's route, as we have established. Ninshado will also go for musician's route. Unless one of these players is hiding something from us, which I would not put past our players.
I just want somebody to go for bullet building just to spite you, AC.
Oh, yeah.
You and your stats.
Absolutely.
Stats sheet using, cheating, commentator. Not allowed.
Well, there it is. Wuxwu's going in the slot machine.
Dude, let's go.
For the record, he didn't go for late clip either.
That's awesome. Wuxwu balling out. I love it.
And I wish that we were able to interview these players because I really want to know what his thought process was switching up his routes going into the playoffs. Obviously, this is do or die. The group stage very much is not for most of it. But here we are, Wuxwu, first attempt this season on bullet building.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that Wuxwu's just confident, you know, coming into it, just wanting to be in the driver's seat, has the better PB, feeling good about himself. If you're confident with the route, you think you got it down, I mean, why not? And messing up on that, not a huge deal. Going for this vault backup, not really going to lose much time compared to the musician's route, if any at all, so. I think it was a good gamble. Didn't really pay off, but at least breaking even.
Go for bullet building 2 and spite me. Aww. So right. We'll see an actual route divergence this time, after I teased one in Lake Kingdom.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do love the stat sheet, and it's a fantastic resource. But I kind of love that everything's not going according to plan here. Racers are just completely doing everything opposite to what we'd expect. I don't have them swap, do I? Okay, no, we're good. We're good.
No, you're good.
I have done that before. We've done like a half a pre-record, and then someone's like, they're swapped, and I'm like, oh.
How would you know?
I think it might have been one of the racers. I don't remember, but it was definitely one of my least proud moments as a re-streamer. It's totally on purpose. It was for the what do they call it? The content, I guess it's called.
Yeah. Burning for content. It's been so long since I've seen Musician's Route that I have actually forgotten what you have to do here.
Wait, what?
Because I've commentated so many Division A races. It's been a while since I've commentated a Division B race. Usually people go for buildings when I commentate. So I've forgotten what the end of the route is here. I know he has to go to the top of the Flatiron looking building. I don't remember if he gets People's Room or not.
Yeah, you get.
Okay. So presumably you get this. You go over, get the trumpet.
I don't believe you, AC. You've seen so many Musicians routes. There's no way you forgot.
I have, just not recently. Okay, so you get People's Room now. That makes more sense. Or wait a minute. Do you not get the...
The who?
I might be thinking of World Peace.
Co-commentator's brain might have been scrambled by some sort of otherworldly device. I'm not really sure. But
scrambled by Super Mario 64, you know. All that 16-star.
Commenting a little bit too much. Yeah, don't start calling things stars.
Yeah, you collect more moons in Metro Kingdom alone than in the entirety of 16-star. I'll give you 100 guesses as to how many stars you collect in 16-star. And Wuxwu going to be in the Shiveria town here.
Yep, the happiest place on Earth, and not going for shot first. Not a huge surprise.
Yeah,
that snow dram.
Even after being spited multiple times, I would be gobsmacked if either of these runners go for ICC.
Well, I was speaking more about just like going for Snowdram or not, but at this point in the Division B tournament, not going for Snowdram is kind of not an option. It's a hard jump, but it's not the hardest jump in the game, that's for sure.
Yeah, at this point, pretty much anyone in this tournament is going to go for it.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
really the only people who didn't go for it.
Ninshado completely demolishing Toad's house. What a Rudy. Absolutely ruining Toad's day. He's cheering now, but in about 5 seconds, he's going to get really cold.
Yeah, you need to pack a heavier coat if you're going to come into the Snow Kingdom looking for moons. Honestly, even Mario looks kind of cold, even with his gloves and overalls. Can't be the warmest thing. He's not wearing a coat.
I mean, especially when he gets in the water. I don't know how Mario swims around in that water for any amount of time.
I mean, that's a hypothermia risk.
Alright, do we see any Goomba vectoring here? I would be very shocked to see some, but I don't know. Yeah, none.
He's playing it very safe.
Totally understandable. It does save a surprising amount of time. I'm not gonna... Oh, no.
Well, you know what does save time is hitting the button.
Yeah.
Which he does. That's pretty important.
I was shocked that the first time, like, I was introduced to Goomba vectoring was like, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago now. But I think
missing the vault off of the moving platform there, and that's gonna lose some time.
I think it was a dance race, and somebody told me it saves like, I don't know, 3 seconds or something ridiculous. Like it saves like an incredibly large amount of time for how small of a segment that is.
I can see it though. I mean, there's nowhere really that you want to walk in this game, unless you have to. Ninshado, a close call there on Spiny Minute, but doesn't get it. Wuxwu will grab the Shotman, and he'll be off to Snowdram. But, yeah, Snowdram you pretty much only see out of, like, pretty much anyone with a 105 or less has Snowdram in their arsenal. I think the one race I commented that didn't go for Snowdram was like a 107 PB or something.
Snowdram is one of those tricks that people just add in kind of whenever it feels like. Like, especially considering a lot of speedrunners are also like trick jumpers to a degree.
We didn't get it.
Like, if you're into trick jumping and you're a speedrunner and you only have like a 108 or like a 110, like it's pretty common to go for Snowdram. Like, you're not gonna have too big of an issue with this trick.
Wuxwu almost had an issue with it. Close call there on the second one, but he's able to get it. Oh, Hano Matoy coming in with the big brain, counting the grand star at the end of Super Mario 64 as a star. Unfortunately, all of you are wrong. The correct answer is 12.7.
What?
Thank you for Tribute Tuesday. Please grab your items from the bag and exit to your left.
What? Are we at like an amusement park right now? I'm confused. What happened? Isn't this the Odyssey?
Be sure to enjoy the rest of your day here at Shiveria Town.
Oh boy. Alright, Ninshado lining up for Snowdram now. An opportunity to make up quite a bit of time over Wuxwu. Oh no, not feeling confident about that. Gonna bounce back to the Odyssey straight away. And
that's a good call. I was a little worried about that dive vault. Or not dive vault, regular vault. This one I'm not sure about either. He's kind of going back and forth a lot, which does lose some distance. But he is able to just make it.
You want to vector it. I mean, if you're not vectoring Snowdram, you're done. So. But I'm not even going to sit here and pretend like I know what to look for and not look for in Snowdram. I am not a trick jumper, and you could hardly even call me a Super Mario Odyssey speedrunner, to be quite honest. Gotta get back into this game and claim my sub 110. I would be incredibly happy with the sub 110 in this game. This game is incredibly hard to play optimally.
I definitely remember when we were trying to figure out what the optimal time was when it first came out, and people were like, oh my god, it could be sub Sunshine. Now it's 57.
That's pretty funny.
I definitely remember sub Sunshine being a big deal.
Yeah, I never really followed this game when it first came out. I only really got into watching and running events for it back in 2018.
Yeah, the thing about Odyssey is this is the first game that came out, or the first like Mario platformer game that came out in like, I don't want to say the speedrunning boom, but like when speedrunning was as big as it was, I know people were already like preparing to speedrun this game before the game came out. There was definitely an Odyssey speedruns Discord server a month or several months before this game came out.
Yeah. When will we see another mainline Mario game? What is going on, Miyamoto? Ninshado going all the way to the bottom and back up to the top and into the wall, just all over the place, unable to find the fish, but does eventually capture the cheap.
Like a kid in the deep end just wants to touch the bottom. That was me once upon a time. By sub sunshine, I mean that the Mario any percent record, the Odyssey any percent record got lower than the Sunshine any percent record, so like 113, I think. I know the first speed runs of this game were like 120, 125, but that was, before there was much routing at all, and...
oh my gosh, Ninshado's having so much trouble in the seaside right now with the fish. Fish bonks everywhere, unable to capture the fish, and just not even able to connect with the moon there.
He's got to go all the way over here for the Dory moon also.
Yeah, I mean, that's the price you pay when you're having a rough seaside, and seaside's not one of those kingdoms where you see people really trip up often, and so it's kind of a shocker. Oh, Wuxwu though, taking some burns in the Pepto-Bismol, not quite nailing the triple here.
He goes for the backup. Ninshado at least getting fish clip, proving it once again that trick is free. We have seen a clip back inbounds on that though, but she does not. In case you get stuck there, everyone, in case you clip back in bounds, is the fourth one. That's the only one I know. A successful spirit fight for Wuxwu. He's going to be moving on in the Luncheon Kingdom. Ninshado heading there just now.
Every time I get to Lunch Kingdom, or we get to Lunch Kingdom in a commentary, I always just want to go off on how terrible the food looks. I just can't handle this kingdom. Everything looks awful. Maybe the jelly beans look appetizing, I guess. Not really a big jelly bean guy.
I would not particularly be interested in eating a radish twice, or a turnip twice the side of my head. I made that mistake yesterday. I'm not making it again.
I mean, I'm all for like oversized food and like media. I mean, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like I'm down with the like candy rooms or whatever. Where
sure, like and especially like if you go to like a baseball game, it's like eat the 18-pound hamburger. It's $97, but it's bigger than your head, and you can post about it on Instagram, and it has like 70 jalapeno chilies and buns made of mozzarella sticks. Like that's fine.
You gotta get your friends.
That's fine.
For that.
That's your American right. But like vegetables, hard pass.
Is that only Americans are allowed to do that?
Well, I don't think they have those kinds of extravagant food cricket matches. They have like crumpets and tea.
I've never seen that at a baseball game. Is that like a common thing, or is it like where you live? Like I know restaurants.
It's funny because it's funny because I live in Pittsburgh, and the Pirates Stadium, they have one good food item. It was a foot-long hot dog with pulled pork on a pretzel bun, and they got rid of it. It was the one good thing they had.
Sad.
I have not been to a baseball game in like 5 years, and I cannot see myself going back until Bob Nevin sells the team. Anyway, that's your sports ball distraction of the day. As we see Fork's room over here, very solid. A little bit of a slip up at first, but able to save it is Wuxwu.
I don't know. I was kind of scared. I mean, definitely making some good saves there, but I was feeling a little bit worried when he was flying through the air there. A little bit of stuttering. Managing to grab a... I don't know what to call those little arrow things, but one of the further back
I don't know
ones.
what they're called either. I would ask Troy, but he's not here. Dance is not here either. What are we doing? Why am I not collecting channel points? What's this about? Maybe it's because I'm in moderation mode? Maybe it's because the stream's not running?
Oh man, you just like made my anxiety spike. I quite literally had a nightmare last night. I like woke up like basically sweating because I thought I was dropping frames. I was like, oh my god, the stream is down. And I like woke up and I'm like, oh, it's okay. Stream's not even on. All good.
I'm trying to remember what my dream was about last night. I just remember buying shoes. I lost my shoes, so I had to buy new shoes.
Alright, Wuxwu here, coming up to a little bit of a tricky jump. Getting over this mountain is no easy task. Can trip up quite a few runners. Nice little... Ooh, okay, not so much anymore, but... Catball looking hot at first. Man, Wuxwu just got the moves, man. Okay, Ninshado going off the edge here.
Oh, he's gonna die. He got stuck under the platform. That is super unfortunate. I think that's his first death of the match.
Yeah, very strange death. Just kind of rolling off the edge and not grabbing the photo bow. So gonna have to take a death there, but does get the vectors on the backswing back up. But I don't know. That was very strange from Ninshado. Maybe a little bit of mental block right now. Once the mistakes start happening in a run, it's a little bit hard to recover. And
yeah, and I feel like we've seen this in a couple kingdoms now, where Ninshado's movement is just getting a little sloppy. His gameplay has been fine. He's been nailing the tricks for the most part, but just I've been seeing a lot of bonks on Ninshado's side. He's been taking damage when he really doesn't need to, and just been a little bit of a struggle bus. Yeah, that was my exact thoughts also, Menace. It's very similar to a number of deaths in Fire Sea in Mario 64. Especially if you get caught under that moving Lego platform. That's always entertaining to try to slide kick under that platform. There was a race with Gohani and Chrism a number of years ago where they were playing One Star. Gohani got through the door, died like that on accident, had to do the clip all over again, because I think it was a 0-star race, actually. He wasn't allowed to go into DDD, so he had to reset, and then got it again before Chrism ever got in the door. Oh, meanwhile, no. Shadow takes a pretty big fall here, but he's able to climb his way back up. He will be onto the world's easiest obstacle course. Least extreme elimination challenge. That's a deep cut. And we got our friend Captain Toad here, very mandatory, over on Wuxwu's side.
I don't know what you're talking about. This kingdom is scary. It's got a big dragon that kind of just lays down and lets you beat it up, but we don't talk about that part. It's very scary and big.
It is kind of funny how, like, brutally out of place artistically this dragon is, because
I'm not even worried about how like artistically out of place the dragon is. Why does it lay down?
Well, because it tries to like head bomb you.
Yeah, but it's like literally out of the way. It's got electric like fire breath that it can shoot at you, and then it just kind of like lays down. I don't know.
My guess, yeah, Suplex is definitely the hardest level.
The dragon's just stupid. That's the answer. The dragon's just not very smart.
I know when you go to talk to the dragon, like when you come back for all of the other moons here, when you come back in the post game, you can talk to the dragon who is still laying there, and he says something along the lines of "so tired" or "so sleepy." So he might just be falling asleep. This fight is so boring, even the boss falls asleep. Or one of two bosses in video game history who falls asleep in the middle of its own fight.
He could also be just irreversibly, you know, injured via Mario smacking his bottom onto his head repeatedly without remorse. That probably caused a little bit of tiredness. But either way,
it's causing me tiredness, that's for sure.
All right, did Shadow good?
Looking for that Captain Toad and Shadow.
Second try Captain Toad. I don't know if that's on the stat sheet, but might want to keep a note of that one.
CTE, yeah, that's a good point. Somebody, we gotta start getting concussion protocol for these Mario speedruns. Especially after the number of bonks these players have taken tonight. The other boss was Sans from Undertale, by the way, that falls asleep in the middle of its own fight.
Sans Undertale.
Yes. All Captain Toad %. Yeah, that should be a mandatory category in every game, even the ones without Captain Toad.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Mario World, you just beat up the game, 0.00 world record.
Yeah,
see if the speedrun.com mods will take it.
I love Mario World. I wish that the speedruns were like more popular, or like, I don't know. I'm not really sure what category would be really like cool, but I never see people really running that game. Huge
Honestly,
fan of that game,
we should start getting some 2D Mario speedruns up on this channel.
Oh,
I don't know if that's
man.
invading another channel's privacy or not, but
Is he trying to overload me with more work?
again, I have volunteered to restream.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think we would do a 0 or 1 star race though. It'd just be a lot of BLJing. 16 stars bad enough with BLJs. Can be bad enough with BLJs.
24/7 Mario variety. Hoggers.
I mean, it's pretty much all we've streamed lately. Oh, Wuxwu is gonna take a bonk here on Shards. That is a long fall. Death number 2 for Wuxwu. Now, Ninshado still has a long way to go to catch up. And the good news for Wuxwu, as I am just finding out now, is that you keep your moon shards. Figured he was gonna have to start over. But alas, solid back throw there, and he will not go for birdless. I think we used to keep new shards on the stat sheet, and now just everyone does it, so it's not worth tracking. I saw an old shards yesterday in the race. I'm like, really? Don't worry, Draco. We'll get your ad read.
Did you guys know that Urban Arts is incredibly epic?
Yes. At this point, I was just going to save them for the credits. That way, everyone has something to go on when they leave for the night. Even though you shouldn't leave, because we're going to raid someone.
Yeah, never leave. Always have the page open. Even if there's nothing on it. Even if it's just the screen that says we're down for maintenance, even though we've been not doing 24/7 for like 3 months or 6. Not even sure how many
a lot more
anymore.
than 6. We haven't done since like the beginning of last year, I thought.
No. I don't know. I think it's been like 6 months. I have no clue. I've lost track of time. Time means nothing anymore.
Time is a flat circle. Time is an irrelevant construct.
A flat circle. Have you ever seen that video that's like, can you turn a sphere inside out without bending it or creasing any edges?
Oh god, yeah, somebody did show me that. And they're like, oh, you would be so interested in this, because I have a math degree, so I guess I have to be interested in shapes. And like, I had to watch it like 3 times, and I'm like, I still don't understand what's going on. Like, am I just stupid? I mean, the answer is yes, I am very stupid, but...
I think the answer is that whole, like, the whole concept slash the solution they show is just really dumb and convoluted and makes no sense. That's my opinion.
Anyway, don't watch that video. Do watch our ad for the Urban Arts partnership that's going to be coming up at the end of the show.
I like how you're hyping up the ad. Guys, we're going to play this awesome ad.
most they say that they used to show TV shows to be, or they used to show ads to be able to play TV shows. Now they do TV shows to be able to play the ads.
The question is, do we do the one with Mario, or do we do the one, like, I don't know. I'm torn.
I only know the one, and frankly, you usually cut away from the stream too early. Like last night, the raid started like halfway through the ad.
Yeah, okay, so sometimes I start the raid and then I play the ad and I forget. I don't know. Urban Arts didn't even ask me to play the ads. I just do it because I like Urban Arts, alright? That's the truth.
That and that says something. And we have Jason in here who can verify that. Like, we like them so much, we do more advertisement than we're technically contractually obligated to do.
I like how we've been talking about Urban Arts for like, I don't know, probably like 5 minutes of this whole like race, and we've literally said nothing about Urban Arts. We've just said how much we like them.
In case this is your first time on the channel and you're like, what's that Urban Arts partnership that you talk about during every race? They're an excellent program that gets kids into college. They provide our prize fund, and so you should provide them with scholarships for underserved students. 100% placement rate, by the way. Jason, I want to see receipts on that. I keep saying this 100%, and I feel like somebody's going to screw it up eventually. I want to see receipts one of these days. Not that I don't believe you.
Oh, we screw up the ad reads all the time. We've called them the... Oh, no, Ninshado just took a death on Topper. That is awkward. We saw that yesterday, too. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's something that you don't see very often. We've seen it in 2 races in a row now. That's actually kind of remarkable.
A successful Mecha Brutal for Wuxwu. Such an exciting boss fight that I used to hype up as the turning point of the race, that we didn't even talk about the leader of this race fighting that boss. Go 103 here, by the way. He's on really good pace. I just realized. How big is the lead? Like 2 or 3 minutes? I don't know off the top of my head. It has definitely been expanding. This race was really close in the open. There were like 10 lead changes
Ninshado.
and Shadow's just fighting it. And that is a long fall down.
Yeah, and the issue here is that, like, we're at the point of the race where it's like there's very little room for error. Like, yeah, you can have a death on Mooncave Skip. Yeah, you can have a death in 2D section or even in Pillars, but we're not even in that range anymore. Like, Ninshado is holding on by literally a hair.
I think Wuxwu could survive a Pillar's death at this point. I wonder if Samarolian's still hanging out in the chat. I'm curious as to what he thinks about Wuxwu's performance tonight, as it's looking like Samarolian and Wuxwu are going to be facing off.
I mean, what, he's on like 103 pace right now? Unless my brain is off.
He got the multi-moon at exactly 57. What just happened? What was that?
What?
I don't know. I heard somebody join and then leave.
Oh, I have no clue. I have Discord like things muted. That's what drives me nuts.
You briefly had a different like profile picture, and I was like,
Oh,
that's
I think
weird that he changed his
Jason.
profile picture.
I think it was Jason. Jason just joined the waiting room.
Oh,
Jason, come to
Are we
the
gonna be-
commentary booth. What are you doing?
the one time Saren makes an exception to the mid-race commentary.
I'll always let Jason in the booth. It could be like the hypest race on the planet, and it's like down to like the last second, very close, and Jason can come into the booth. I'm not gonna be really honest.
One day I wouldn't, but maybe I should start a dope charity that provides scholarships to underserved youth and teaches them skills like game design. Ninshado has just fallen off of Mecha Brutal. And Ninshado has completed Mecha Brutal after that fall. Wuxwu is going to be on his third Bowser fight here, or third hit on Bowser. That's what I'm looking for. To answer Jason's question, technically we don't get any filled out scholarship applications. However, our students have secured $6 million of their own merit-based scholarships. That's cool. Thank you for clarifying my misread. But to answer your question, 4-minute lead, and Shadow grabbed the moon right around 1:01, so he's looking at about a 1:07 pace. At $6 million in merit-based scholarships, that is nothing to bat an eye at for sure. And that's merit too. Bear in mind these are underserved kids, so they could be having some non-merit money as well, or some financial aid. So that's really important for them, because usually that scholarship money doesn't get them all the way there. Super good work those guys are doing. 50% women too, which is neat. We need more girls in game design.
We need more gamers in game design. We need just like more people. More people. Bring in the people. More games.
just more games, yeah. Just word that enough. More games for Saren to restream by himself.
We've got a lot of interested people. Honestly, at this point, it's all on me to get more people involved. We've got the volunteers.
Tell you what, I'll restream, and then you work on training the other restreamers.
That's not the problem. But either way, we're in the cat jam section. Get your cat jams in the chat. If I see any pepeds in the chat, I'm gonna be very confused because that emote is banned. But definitely get your jams out.
Well, we don't have Troy here, so we should be fine.
Thank God.
Troy was supposed to commentate this race.
No Pepe Ds. I'm not no Troy. I'd much rather have Troy here and I could just relax and listen to the race. But yeah, no Pepe Ds.
But we have such great synergy, Saren. What about the synergy? We always treat each other with such positivity.
This has been like the saltiest end to any race ever. I'm glad that we could have this talk though, as Wuxwu is going to end things off with a 103 as we previously predicted, which is a pretty fantastic time in a race.
For sure. He's playing within a minute of his PB. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a tournament PB for him as well, and it is. Granted by just a couple of seconds, but playing within a minute of your PB, especially in this division, especially in the playoffs, super impressive. Well done to Wuxwu. Well-deserved moving on to the quarterfinals. And he has a match with Samarolian on the horizon. Samarolian, if you're still in the chat, let us know what you think about your quarterfinal opponent. His real PB is 101.31. I retract everything I've just said. Except the part that he did a good job.
Yeah, keeping track of everybody's PB is hard. Very important. If you get a PB and you're in one of the tournaments, definitely let the stats people know. Let me know. We can keep things up to date.
To be fair, I don't keep track at all. I just look at the screen.
Yeah, I wish I could do that. I have to type in the numbers and then everybody always tells me I'm wrong. Because people people PB all the time. Like, there's no stopping speedrunners from PBing. It happens literally like every other day. People are PBing. But that being said, if you ever see a PB that is incorrect on the screen, do let us know. We want to keep those stats and all that information up to date.
Ninshado, for what it's worth, he has taken a couple bad deaths, but he looks like he's finishing out strong here. He did have a very brief fall on top required, but made it up very quickly. I was very impressed by that. We were looking at Wuxwu finishing up his run, so we'll give Ninshado some attention as he brings us home in the round of 16. After this, we are on to the quarterfinals officially. Are we going to be seeing any quarterfinal matches this weekend, Siren? You would know.
Is that what those are called? I don't know. I've been calling it the round of 8. Quarterfinals, I guess. Yeah, that's the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah. We're going to be seeing a clip over here from Wuxwu.
Let's go.
In the clown suit, or the crazy cap suit.
But yeah, I'm looking to get some round of 8 matches up for this weekend. Still waiting to get those on the schedule, but they will be up there shortly. So do keep an eye on that. Probably put a post on Twitter when those go live. I need to start posting when the schedules get posted more. I post the daily schedules, but I don't know, need to do a better job keeping people informed. If you do want to keep track of all the goings on GSA, the tournament announcements, I post highlights as well. Go check out our Twitter, exclamation point Twitter in the chat. You can also find the link right underneath the video. But Ninshado is coming back up to the Cat Jam section, so you have one chance to get your Not Pepe Ds in the chat. Any
By the way,
Pepe D jams will do.
Big thanks to the Surly Wombat and Danny Fanny Pack for joining the Cat Jam Brigade. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream, and welcome to the show. Unfortunately, you've joined us right at the end of our broadcast day. But just to give you guys a preview of what's coming up tomorrow as Ninshado closes out his pillars here. It is all 16 star all the time. We're going to get started at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 10:30 a.m. for those of you on the West Coast, 6:30 p.m. for our British friends. Blue Haven Gaming and Ro16 in the Emu bracket, as is Odeme versus Hey Pando. That's a big one. Odeme, pretty popular streamer, I believe. He is a Odyssey runner also, is he not? Or am I...
he runs a lot of games. He runs a lot of 602 stuff, multi-Mario. What?
Is he the 602 guy?
He is one of the 602 guys, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought he was a 602. I mixed him up with the Odyssey runner for some reason, but yeah. Odeme plays a lot of games, so we'll see if he can lock in that 16-star run against A Pando. That's at 3 o'clock. 2003-041 versus Sekion, I'm going with, at 4:30. That's an N64 match. And then back to the emulators for Castor versus Zeus SM64 at 6.
Yeah, I think I might have another pre-record to slap on the end too, but we'll see. I gotta consult the archives.
I mean, it would be a quarterfinal match. I don't know if you've recorded a quarterfinal match yet.
No, I'm talking about SM64 stuff.
SM64. Okay, SM64. Yeah, I think I think the schedule has been shuffled around a little bit. I know we've had some technical difficulties over the weekend, and
I don't know what you're talking about. Stream never went down. I don't believe it. Don't make me think about it. I'm gonna have nightmares again. AC, don't do it. It's kind of weird. Like I don't know. Like I feel like whenever you think about something a lot, you have like dreams or nightmares about it. Like the fact that I have to have nightmares about dropping frames is just a testament to how bad my internet's been recently. Like, it's been horrible.
In my dreams, I'm just usually like looking for my car. Like I was in my elementary school parking lot that was torn down 10 years ago, looking for my car. Recently. Anyway, not a dream this game. However, is a dream Super Mario Bros. 3. Spoilers. For a game that came out before I was born. In any event, we are all wrapped up here for the night. Going to be hitting you with the Urban Arts message coming up here soon, as well as a raid. Make sure you stick around for the raid and get your channel points. I will get you guys those channel points. Now, it looks like we ended up having a dead even 50-50 split. So congratulations to Wuxwu bettors. You guys will be doubling up your points. And by guys, I mean literally one person. So congratulations to Samarolian.
Pog.
Is going to be doubling up his points. Samarolian, of course, Wuxwu's opponent in the next round.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We can take a look at the brackets in just a second once I actually update it. Actually, we'll take a look at it now, and then we can update it as we go. Let's take a look at the Division A first. So
what did oh yeah, Chaos Pringle pulled out.
Yeah, we had a couple of gamers decide that the tournament lifestyle is not for them. So we've had some interesting upsets by default here in the round of 16, but still 8 fantastic runners here, all qualifying for the league, which is pretty poggers. So not only are we going to see these players playing in the round of 8, but we'll also see them playing in the SMO any percent league coming up in, I don't know. At this point, I'm not even going to estimate when it's going to come, but it will be coming.
I had said early 2022. I guess that could mean like anytime before June.
We literally said January at one point, and then it was February, and now it's like, all right.
I mean, it is literally the end of January. I just paid my February rent today. I'm like, oh yeah, my lease is up in a couple months.
But yeah,
so new
I'm just glad we got SMO on the channel. That's a good time as long as the tournament matches keep flying. I'm not really concerned with what it is as long as there's gameplay happening. But yeah, Sledge, Triple X should be an interesting match. I mean, obviously Triple X heavily favored, but Sledge gonna want to prove himself for sure. Stratos versus Hey There is gonna be an absolute slugfest. I'm definitely hyped for that. Jambo versus Speed. You can't underestimate Speed, and Buster Doggy versus Shemcat.
I think that Ganon Speed match actually did happen, did it not?
No, it did not.
Okay. Did Light Run and Shemcat happen?
It did. It was in fact broadcast.
So we did have a pretty big seat upset then in an actual race instead of a default.
Yes, they weren't all by default. There were some updates, or some upsets rather, that were.
And I'm glad there are, for the record. Like, I know we've done tournaments in the past where there were literally no upsets. It's just like, well, Resident Sleeper, I know who's going to win when we turn the stream on. Not always the case here on GSA, for sure.
Yeah. But hopping over to the B division, we got Twisted Duck versus Apple Stick. Should be interesting. Twisted Duck, obviously, kind of sad sandbagging to get into the B division. I don't know. Might have to consider some sort of reparations against Twisted Duck for that. But Apple Stick definitely going to have his work cut out for him. Dan versus Shadow Gatto. Should be a close match. Shadow Gatto improving his PB quite a bit since the start of this tournament, and Dan being a very consistent runner. Samarolian versus Wuxwu. Be a good one as well. And Ocarina Stew versus Jasamin, as we were talking about before, should be a good one. But for now, I think we're going to wrap things up. We're going to go ahead and hear a word from our sponsor, UAP. Of course, we've talked about them a lot during this match. Haven't really told much about them, but they are a fantastic program that gets underserved minorities and people from the LGBT community into careers in the tech and gaming fields. A lot of their students move on to go to college for those degrees, and they have a 100% placement rate, as we have discussed previously, from their School of Interactive Arts program. So we're going to hear a little bit about them, and then we're going to go raid Dangers, the Birdman himself, from popular demand. So stick around, and we will see you then.